Well, happy Monday, and it was actually a happy Monday for no real reason uh, other than it just happened to be. It is October the 7th, 2019. It is journal number 188, T plus 188. And I guess despite the fact that it was a happy Monday, or it's been a happy Monday, I wanted to talk to you about something that's a little bit more sobering than that, perhaps. Um, it's kind of had me in a funk since yesterday, and it's really odd in a way um, when you think about it. And I don't get out much, as all of you know, um, so that's plenty of time left to contemplate. And I was contemplating the fact that Ginger Baker died, the drummer from Cream. If you're not familiar with his work, then I'm not sure what planet you've been on, but probably one of the most influential, talented drummers in rock history. Um, and also found out yesterday that Rip Torn, comedian, you probably would recognize him if you saw him with a really distinctive mustache and a really, really bad hairpiece. When you're bald, you think about bad hair pieces because you see them a lot. And you say to yourself, no, bald may be better. Although I don't know, I'm growing a little bit of hair on the top of my head, which makes no sense to me at all. Getting back to Ginger Baker and Rip Torn and thinking about their passing um, is cause to think about your mortality, to pause and think about your mortality, especially when both of those two individuals were, just slightly older than I am. I just had my 73rd birthday. Baker was 80, um, although he lived a hard life, being a rock drummer for all those years. Um, and Rip Torn, I have no idea what kind of lifestyle he had, other than the fact that he was really frenetic when he was doing his comedy, as I recall. I don't think that more people are dying now, um, but you sort of are more aware of it the older you get, as you approach your own mortality. I think that's how most of us react to that, but I'm not sure that that makes a lot of sense, and that's what I struggle with. And since I've sort of more or less made this a public forum for all of these different struggles, I'll drag you into the middle of it. You see, when I was diagnosed, um, I had Leslie and a dear friend, our patient advocate, with us, and found out at that particular moment that the disease, after the bone marrow biopsy, had been identified as primary myelofibrosis, and at the time it was chronic, untreatable, and probably terminal. And we were told then, 5.5 years ago, it was terminal, or 6 years ago, it was terminal. And of course, then again, isn't everything terminal if you think about it? And maybe that's where this is going to head. I don't know. You'll have to take this journey with me for a couple of minutes, at least as I try and work my way through it. Pretty much the doctor said, you need to get your house in order. And as I recall, it was almost immediately after that I called my attorney, I called my accountant, the people that all of us should have on call for moments like that, when you want to make sure that everything that you need to take care of, not to leave a mess, is taken care of properly and as clearly and as concisely as it can be, so that your loved ones are not left with the debris stream that follows after a death where that kind of care isn't exercised. But I think that the whole issue here is your house should be in order all the time. That all the things that we put off, all the things that we neglect, all the things that are uncomfortable to talk about are all things that we really need to come to grips with and make peace with. I can tell you for a fact that while I was in Helford in the hospital on the transplant ward, after the conditioning chemo and the Malfalin, when they hit 3 days later, as I was told they would, I was really glad that the one thing I didn't have to worry about was taking care of all of that business. When it was apparent that things could go a different way than they obviously have. But that kind of peace of mind is critically important. That kind of relief of knowing that you have, as carefully and considerately as possible, made your arrangements, made it clear what you wanted, what you didn't want. We had purchased property. I want to put a sign up, but Leslie wouldn't let me. I wanted to put up a sign that would say "coming soon in person," but she said, "No, you're not going to do that," which may have been a good idea. But I'm not going to suggest that all of this came about because a rock drummer from a '60s rock band died, but it's something that I've been thinking about a lot because I think I've been confronted with an awful lot of passings lately. And it's hard to get in someone's business. It's hard to get in someone's face and say, well, you really need to do this while you're sitting across the table from them. But maybe it's easier doing it this way, because even though you and I are having this conversation directly, there are other people that are listening in, and realistically, I'm not deranged. I know I'm talking to a camera, which makes it easier to suggest having a team, of a great doctor, a great accountant, a great lawyer, terrific mechanic, a good dentist. All of those things are really important, and making your wishes that can only be fulfilled after your passing, followed through on the way you wanted it, is critical. It's critical to the people around you, and it should be critical to you. So I don't know if Ginger Baker left a mess. I don't know if Rip Torn left a mess. I know there are many people that have, and I bet you do as well. So, make sure you got everything in order. Make sure you have your house in order before somebody tells you have to go get it in order. Because when they tell you to go get it in order, it's probably too late. And it's not too late to get it done. Don't misunderstand me. When they tell you to get it done because there's a reason that you need to get your house in order, you're thinking about other things. And the things that you really need to think about with regard to that house and the order that you need to get it in are not top of mind in your awareness. So my suggestion to everyone is to make sure you have a will. Make sure that you have a trust if your estate warrants that. Make sure that you have a great lawyer. I do. His name is Louis Picella. If you're in the Los Angeles area and you need an incredible attorney, he's the guy. If you need a great accountant, I got one of those too. If you need, God forbid, if you need an oncologist, there's no place else I'd go other than the City of Hope, and I think I have the best hematologist oncologist in the world. And close to that is, you know, my doctor, Sharia Ashori, out here in Westlake, who is brilliant as well. Um, get your stuff together. Make sure it's one of the things that you don't have to worry about. Because in life and just getting through the day, there are plenty of other things that you need to be concerned about, and getting your house in order shouldn't be one of them. Till tomorrow, stay well, take care. Um, Go pull up the archives and Ginger Baker and listen to a couple of his 10-minute drum solos. It'll blow your mind. Take care.